Are we waiting for the Facebook Live to start? Huh? Be a good little girl. I say we gotta look for the little eyeballs. We gotta look for the little eyeballs for someone to join us. Hello, friends. It's Jennifer with One Crafty Sister and Clover, her trusty little sidekick. Clover, hello, hello. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live on Monday. So if you recall, last week I let you know that I needed to go live on Monday night because I have a work event tomorrow night and I will not be able to go live tomorrow night because I will be at a dinner for the board of directors for UF Health. So hello. If you are tuning in live, hi Carrie. Just let me know in the comments that you are here and where you're tuning in from. I always love to see who is tuning in and where you're tuning in from. And tonight I'm gonna share a cool fun fold card. So I have one project for you tonight. With not only do I have the board meeting for my day job this week, which is a little bit of a heavy lift, but I also have my weekend retreat this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is another heavy lift. So I am like up to here with things to do. And so like I had my workout this afternoon. I'm still in my workout clothes. I'm probably stinky. Luckily, Facebook Live, YouTube Live does not have smell-o-vision because it might not be so nice. So hi Amanda, hi Nancy, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. So we are gonna make a really cool fun fold tonight that I saw this idea on a training group that I'm in, this card that someone did that was a fun fold. And what I thought was cool about it is, those times when you need to have a little bit more writing space. So, when you make handmade cards, we don't always make like big cards, Our cards are 4¼ by 5½. So they're not huge. So if you have like a group birthday or a special anniversary or maybe a retirement or something where you want multiple people to sign, I'm kind of thinking like I have this boss at work who's going to be leaving in a couple of months, and I want to make a handmade card for him for everyone to sign. And I was like, man, this would be kind of a cool way to give more space to write on the cards. So in just a moment, I'm going to share a card with you. And we're going to use the Sunrise Sailing bundle. Really cool bundle. Not only does it have this cool stamp set with the big sailboat, it has these cool, just all these cool details. It also has some really cool dies. Okay, so you can see all the dies there. It cuts out the large sailboat. There's a small sailboat and all this mass detail. So you can actually stamp the sailboat and cut it out, or there's some detailed dies where you can cut those out. The other cool thing is that it has a hybrid embossing folder that coordinates with it. And if you have not tried the hybrid embossing folder, so first of all, look at this. If you can see it, it's got this cool scene, water, sailboat, clouds, okay? And you can actually place a die inside here. Let's see, how does this one go? I actually haven't played with this yet, this one, particular one. So the die lines up in there. If you can see it, I've got it there. And you can emboss and cut it at the same time. So that is really, really cool. So we are gonna make a card featuring this, and this set, this sunrise sailing set, is what I'm featuring in this month's card class. The card class is available in person live at my studio in Gainesville, or you can have it shipped to you. So I don't think the link to my card class is in the information linked below this video, but after the video, I will update it and make sure that it is. I was just thinking what I use to copy and paste does not include that. It will also go out in my email, so you'll get it in email. And if you're on my email list, you've already got the information at least once or twice for this class. So anyway, wanted to share that with you. I also wanted to share a couple other things that are going on right now. Number one, we have the virtual album retreat that went on sale on the 28th. And that, if you are a scrapbooker or if you're not, is a really awesome 3-day virtual retreat. And so that is being put on by Stampin' Up. And if you are familiar with Close to My Heart, this is an event that Close to My Heart used to put on, and it was a really awesome event. I did not ever participate in one, but I've heard all kind of really good feedback on that, and that customers of the Close to My Heart makers really love them. And so there is a month by month workshop and workshop kit, or a month by month album retreat kit that you can order. And when you place the order for that, that purchase gets you into the virtual event. So there's not a registration for the event. So the virtual album retreat, the price is $250. And some of you might say, holy moly, $250. This includes 12 double page or 2-page spreads, one for every month of the year. Everything pre-cut, pre-prepared. And if you look at, like, if you were to buy a 2-page kit, like if someone sells kits, like let's just say you know someone that sells scrapbooking kits, they are usually $20 to $25 for a 2-page spread. So it is within lines. If you took that and bought 12 spreads for a full year album, then you would be around that. It will also include live demonstrations in a Facebook group that you will be able to watch either as they are happening or recording, and you'll always have access to that Facebook group. And I just think it's going to be really awesome. I ordered my virtual album retreat, the month by month kit. So I hope you will, and that you will join me in this exploration of kind of getting back into scrapbooking for me. So there is that. Another thing is, starting tomorrow is our sweet, I'm going to call it our sweet sale. Anything that is in a product suite, if it is a bundle that's in a suite, if it's a full suite, if it's just the ribbon that's part of a suite, is on sale. Buy one, get one 50% off starting tomorrow, June 3rd. So what does that mean? If you have 2 suites that are currently available and you love both of them, you can buy one and get the second one for half price. So if one of them is $80 and the other is $50, you would pay for the $80 one and get the $50 one for $25, okay? If you have 2 bundles, or even if you had a bundle and, I don't know, and then a stamp set from another one, you would pay for the bundle, get the stamp set half off. There's no wrong or right way to mix them up. Anything that's available in a product suite is available. Buy one, get one of lesser value, 50% off. So that is an exciting sale that is starting tomorrow. So you'll want to take advantage of those sales, those specials, as well as you'll still earn your 10% Stampin' Rewards on those purchases. So you're going to get even more to shop on in the future. And you might have some Stampin' Rewards already to cash in, so you can cash those in on your sweet sale order. Wow, I have a typo in my video description. But that's okay. We're all just normal humans, right? So my ordering special right now, in addition to earning your 10% Stampin' Rewards on any purchase of $20 or more, you'll also receive, an exclusive in color sampler from me. This is available through June 9th. This has 10 sheets of designer series paper and all the 5 of the new in colors. They're 3x6. Also 12 inches of each of the in color ribbon. You've also got in color flowers, some in color flat pearls here, and some of these large ovals from the Impressions of Bloom bundle. So things that you can use to make beautiful projects. That is my ordering special right now. And yeah, that's what I have for you. So let's turn the camera down and get to some more fun stuff like stamping. Let's see here. All right. So again, we are going to use the Sunrise Sailing bundle that has awesome sentiments, this really cool sailboat, and then these really awesome dies. You can use the really cool hybrid embossing folder to just emboss or emboss and cut out the sailboat. I don't know that we're going to use that tonight. We might. Part of this is kind of on the fly. So I don't hate on the fly things because sometimes it's kind of fun to play like this. But I saw this card. Oops. I just knocked down another awesome embossing folder that I had out just in case. Is this so swirly because it kind of feels like water to me. So I had that out. But you know, sometimes I do this. This is a tutorial from a training site that I'm on. And this is where I got the idea for this fun fold. I just showed you quickly because it's not my tutorial. So I'm using it as an example. And then I saw this other card, not a Stampin' Up card, and I saw this idea and I'm like, that would be really cool on a nautical card. So you can see here, I was drawn to these stripes, okay? So I don't know whose cards these are. They're just something I snapped a picture of on the internet and I said, oh, I think I want to do that. But we are going to first do some kind of fun paper play. So I have here, and I will email out a tutorial with pictures and everything for this project. So don't worry, just make sure you're on my email list. I have a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, and these are kind of some scraps of adhesive sheet. I just had some random pieces. I'm actually running really low on adhesive sheet right now, so I need to get some from my studio and bring it home because I have like just scraps. That's why this little hodgepodge is happening here. But I am going to add this adhesive sheet to my cardstock here. And I'll show you exactly what the purpose is in just a second. So I'm just going to kind of take the backing off. I'm going to cover the majority of this piece. And if you don't have, this is kind of one of those, oh, I pulled extra adhesive off. This is one of those kind of must-haves in your craft stash. If you do not have some adhesive sheet in your stash, you need to have some because it comes in super handy for all kind of things, for cool techniques, for detailed dies. Comes in really handy to cut your detailed die cut images from this with this on your cardstock. And another thing that I have done before that I really like to do with like foil or glimmer paper is put the adhesive sheet on the foil or glimmer paper and trim it down and use it as little adhesive strips. And this piece is gonna be tricky. It's tiny. There we go. It's tiny and I knew I was gonna have a time getting that one apart. Okay. So I am going to just try to get some adhesive off here so it's not all yucky. I am going to take my trimmer and cut some small strips with this. Let me turn my trimmer around. Let's see so you can see. Let's move this bundle out of the way. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I have my sheet. It's the same size as this basic white sheet, which I'll provide. It's 3 3/4 by 5, but I will provide the details, the measurements in my tutorial. And I'm gonna start out by cutting a few 1/2-inch strips. So I think I'm gonna cut 4, maybe just 3. Okay, I've got some 1/2-inch strips, and now I'm gonna cut some tiny 1/4-inch strips. This little goober back here is sticking on my, it's getting goobers on my trimmer. I'm gonna have to clean it later. All right, so I'm gonna take and just trim out some really tiny strips. And it's gonna kind of seem slightly tedious, but you know, when tedious makes a pretty after effect, I don't mind it. So I'm just cutting little 1/8-inch strips. I'm gonna cut quite a few. So tell me in the comments if you have adhesive sheets in your stash, whether it's Stampin' Up! Or another brand or whatever, if you've used them, or if adhesive sheets would be a new crafting tool. Hi, Julie. No, you did not black out. It's Tuesday night live on Monday because I have board meeting responsibilities tomorrow night for my day job. But you could have blacked out because I sent you a text at like 4:30 today, and I don't think I heard back from you unless it was in the 30 minutes before I went live. All right, so I don't know how many I need. I'm just cutting away. I think that's probably good for now. That's probably good for now. We'll have more if we need them. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to create kind of like a nautical pattern on them. So Lisa says she has them. She has adhesive sheets and she's used them once on letters. And they're great for letters, Lisa. And like I was saying, great on detailed dies. They're also great if you want to not have to add adhesive to everything and then stick it down. Like you can just put the adhesive sheet on the back. And for like little tiny strips like this, Amanda says this would be a new thing for her. Amanda, maybe we can see it in action this weekend at the retreat. If you have never seen them in action in real life. So once you have it on there, I just use my favorite take your pick tool attachment, this little dental tool, and I use it to pull it off. And so since I use scraps, I have a couple different pieces. And then I'm just going to put it where I think I want it. I'm going to start down here. Okay. Hi, Karen. Let's see. Carrie says that she does have the adhesive sheets and she's used them. Karen, too, has them and use them. All right. Good. They make certain things much easier. So, all right. So now I'm going in with some little strips. So I'm going to kind of make a little pattern here. So I've got one. And this is the tedious part of it, but that's really not that bad. You just have to... It's a lot better than using liquid glue because using all these little tiny pieces, you would have liquid glue everywhere. It would be everywhere. Oh, Carrie says she uses them on napkin cards. Carrie, is that when you take and pull apart a beautiful napkin and do you put the adhesive sheet on the back of the napkin so that you can apply it to a card panel? That is super cool. I have never done that before, I don't think. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with my pattern here. I think what I'm going to do is take a whole bunch of the backs off and just do it all at once. Let me put this big one on and then I'll do that. Oh, that is really cool, Carrie. I have seen some really pretty cards made with napkins because there are some really pretty napkins out there for sure. Another thing that you can do is you can use it to make stripes on something. Like you can cut and just put it on cardstock and remove the backing and then emboss with it instead of using ink. I mean, yeah, instead of using like Versamark, you can stick embossing powder to the adhesive. Let me just go ahead and pull a bunch of these off if I can get it to not stick. So that's another thing you can do with it. Let's see. What else? If you are doing like a strippy scrap technique where you have a bunch of scraps, I've taken and applied it over a whole sheet and then you just start placing your scraps in a pattern. You can do that with it. Sticky little boogers. No! Stay apart. Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe this won't work. Sticks everywhere. Okay. I'll at least get however many I need in this section pulled apart. All right, so now I'm going to add the next section. Now I can just pick them up and go. Oh, just get you straight at the end. It's a little crooked there, probably still a little crooked. Come on. Okay. All right, you see our little nautical pattern taking effect here? I just guessed on how many of these strips we would need. I'm excited. I've been, you know, our theme this weekend for my retreat is a tropical cruise. And so we are not doing this sailing set, although it would have been perfect for this. But we're doing other fun things. But I have been wanting to use it, and because I didn't use it on my retreat, I'm like, okay, I am going to use it for my card class this month. So in my card class, if you've never taken my card class, either in person, it's kind of my monthly bundle or stamp set focus class where we make 8 projects featuring the same bundle or stamp set. And that is 4 designs, 2 of each. So you'll make 2 of each card. I say it's 1 to keep, 1 to hoard, and 1 to give. Okay. All right, I think that is good enough. I'm just going to turn this over and trim off these ends just to make it clean on the edge. These little tiny pieces. All right, so there is my kind of fun nautical pattern. I'm going to set these pieces aside. I feel like I want to trim, see how my edges, the reason why they were off on the ends is because they're not quite there on the edge, but you know, no one else will notice that but me and you, because I pointed it out to you. I just need to not point those things out. All right, I'm going to set that aside. We're going to start on part of the card base. So I have a piece of crumb cake here, a full-size sheet of cardstock. And we are going to cut this down on the short side to 5.5. We want it 5.5 by 10.5. And then we are going to score it at 4.25. 5.25, right? 4.25, 5.25, and 6.25. Okay. So we have these 3 folds here, and we are going to fold, we're going to do an accordion fold. So we're going to fold one as a valley and then the other 2 as mountains. So you see we created like an M. All right. And we're going to adhere the interior pieces together, okay, so that this is in the center. But we want this to be glued together. All right. So we're just going to hold this for a minute and give it a nice press. Now, I haven't actually decided which version of this here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to set that on it and set it right there so it can kind of simmer. So I think I'm going to stamp our sailboat. So I've got some basic white cardstock here and brand new stamp set. I actually borrowed this from one of my team members. Thank you, Karen, for letting me borrow this. I'm going to get it back to you in the next couple days. Because I know you have cards to make yourself with it. And I'm going like all the way traditional nautical. Night of Navy, real red. I'm going to start out, and I have not stamped this before, so let me use this as scrap paper. This is the bundle, by the way. So the bundle comes with the stamp set, the dies, and the hybrid embossing folder. It is $50.25 here in the US, and you earn $5.02 in Stampin Rewards with your bundle purchase. It's called the Sunrise Sailing Bundle. It's on sale starting tomorrow. Buy one, get one half off. So good idea to grab it. Let me just take and use this as a scrap paper to stamp first. I've got grid paper, but sometimes I'm like, I have this paper on my desk. Let me see. Let me just use it. All right, that looks pretty good. Stamped pretty good. Let's go ahead and stamp that on our paper. I think I need to re-ink my Night of Navy. That looks pretty. Okay, now I think I'm going to stamp the detail. Oops, that's too small. The detail in real red. So this is going to go here. Let me test that one out as well first. All right. Karen said she has the bundle. What's up with the sailboat die? There are 3 sizes of double-sided sails and the boat base with 1 sail. Hold on just a second and we'll look at that. Okay. So there's my sailboat. So with the dies, let's look really quick and see if I can answer your question. So with the dies, there is 2, this is a medium sailboat. So this is the bottom piece. This is the top for the sail. This is a tiny sailboat and tiny sail. Okay, so you have the 2 pieces. And then this cuts out the large stamped one. So I think that's what it is. You have this to cut out the stamped one, which I'm going to do here in just a second. And then these go together as a small or a medium, and then this one is a small. Okay? So I'm pretty sure that is how that would come together. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It doubles the sails on some. Maybe it's for like added texture. I don't have, let's see, on the picture, I don't have the one here with it on it. Let's see. Let's look. Is it in the catalog? I don't even know what's in the catalog these days. So it's not. It's an online no, it's in here. No, it's not. No. It is an online exclusive. So it's not in here. So I'd have to look it up to see. I haven't played enough with it. So I don't know that I can completely answer the question because I haven't played enough with it. But those are those 2. Oh, there's another piece, a detail piece for the boat, for the sailboat. Goes right here. And I think I'm going to use a lighter blue on that. Or I might even go, let's see. I think I'm going to do a little balmy. Oh, you know what I like with this? I'm going to do some summer splash on here. Let's see. This is some additional color to fill in on this. Just feels like a good ocean color to add. Just kind of, whoops, whoa, almost had a disaster there. Okay, that gives it a little bit more color. I kind of envision like the water reflecting up onto the boat there. And now we are going to cut this out. And I think I can use my baby machine. I brought the big one over here, but I think we can use the baby boss. I'm just going to secure this in place. And then cut this out. So there is our fun sailboat, looking all cute. Look at that, look at that. I think it's really cute. I feel like it's screaming for some glittering Wink of Stella down here. All right, so now let's go back to our card base. It's gonna wanna flip over until I get more done to it. Okay, there we go. All right, so I am going to put this on here, but I haven't decided exactly. I think I'm going to, I know what I wanna put here. All right, so I have this Everyday Arches die, and I want to add this here. I want to add a seagull or 2 or 3. So I have the little seagull. So I am going to pop this up on dimensionals. Well, hello, Maple. Maple came to say hi and watch what's going on tonight. Look at that. Say hello to everyone, Maple. She loves the lights. She loves to get warm under the lights, and now she's gonna lick my hand. Maple, everyone can't see if you have your little head right here. All right, so taking this, well, before I do that, I think I'm gonna put a couple of birds over on this left side. So I'm gonna do Night of Navy, but I am going to stamp off. So I have my scrap paper, stamp off, and then I'm gonna stamp one, stamp off, kind of go off my paper. Let's see. Stamp off, and I want this one to kind of be behind the boat. Oh, it needed to be a little closer. Let's do that one again. A little more over here. Let's just layer them. They're flying close to each other. Yes, Maple is such a good assistant. All right, so I'm taking all these little, I had a bunch of little mini dimensionals, so I'm like, oh, I'll use those. Okay, then she's gone. She's like, oh, you're not gonna pay attention to me? I'm leaving. Okay, so there's that. I have some of our red and white baker's twine. And I am going to wrap some around, let's see, I think I'm going to do, where do I want it at? Okay, I'm going to do it up here. Just going to wrap a couple times. I need more. All right, so I've wrapped it a couple times. Now I'm going to tie a bow over to one side. I think if I can do it, I'm going to tie a knot in the end of my twine just to finish it off a little different. Sometimes I like to use my tools like this to kind of pull little tedious pieces there. All right, so I have that tied on there. And then I'm going to put this right about there. Let's see, no, right about there. Oh, I need to put some dimensionals on there, don't I? Jeez. All right. So I don't know about you, but sometimes I think way too hard when it comes to designing cards. And so what I love about this is that this doesn't feel like hard thinking. I saw an idea, I'm kind of mixing it with another, and then I'm just kind of going with the flow. Going with the flow. All right, and now I'm going to pop this one up on my card base here. Lots of dimension, but not too much to be mailed or anything. All right. Oh, get off of here. All right, so I have another question for you guys. Have you ever been on a big sailboat? Like one that has like a cabin where you can sleep in it? We have friends that was their honeymoon years ago. They spent, I think, like a month on this amazing sailboat. And I'm like, oh my God, what an amazing experience. They had like a private chef, and it was just a small group of people on this big sailboat, and I was like, oh, I'm so jealous. All right, so that is the front of my card, and I am not putting a sentiment on the front. I have something there. It's there, but I'll come back to the front. What I want to do now is go to the inside. So remember, we have this little doohickey here. So we need some other white pieces. Where'd my other white go? Oops. So I'm gonna take and trim out, because I don't think I trimmed these out yet, some basic white. So I'm gonna cut out two kind of standard card mats at 5 1/4 by 4. I do have goobers all over my trimmer from that adhesive sheet earlier. I'm gonna have to take my magic adhesive remover and get it all off. Carrie says she's been on a cruise ship but never a sailboat. Okay. Yeah, I love cruises. I have been on I've been on a sailboat, like a catamaran sailboat, but not like one that you would sleep on. It was like, you know, you take a couple hour tour on it. Okay, so I have two standard card mats, and then I have a smaller one that matches the size that's on the front. Okay, and so that is the piece that we are going to put here, and we're going to glue it all the way up to, let's see, maybe we'll do, I think I'm going to do it like that so it's matted. We're going to put some adhesive here and attach this. So we're going to give it kind of like an equal border. Okay. Now, oh, I know what I'm going to do here. I just had an idea. I'm going to modify my plan. This is the going with the flow part. I'm actually going to cut some Native Navy mats to go under this because this is a special occasion card. You might want some, you know, a little more kind of pizzazz and details on it, layers, because this is for someone who's retiring. And I'm going to cut these down a little bit. So all three of my white pieces are going to be the same size. My friends, Gabe and Maggie, that went on their honeymoon, and this was like 20 years ago, or more than that maybe. Actually, I think they're over 25 years, or maybe they're at 25 years. They just had an anniversary. Some of the pictures from their trip are just so cool. They had such an amazing time. All right, I need some glue. We're getting closer to being finished with this card. This is why I was only doing one tonight, because a little more detail on the fly, making some decisions while we craft. So I'm making two matted layers. All right, so those are going to go in each panel. So I'm envisioning that this is a card that you're going to give away in person at like either a big family gathering or a retirement party or at work. Okay, so we've got some of that navy cardstock pulled onto the inside, and look at all these places that you now have to write messages. Now, if you wanted to go all out, you could have done the same matting on this and done it on both sides. Like, you totally could have done that. I did not do that here. I still think this is fun the way that it is like this. It's like a little mini album book. But let's see here, just for fun, to kind of look at Karen's question. We are going to cut a few of these out. We're going to cut, so I had these scraps left over, so we're going to cut the sailboat pieces out in this blue to give some little extra detail on the inside. Let's see if I can get that. Yeah, like that. And then we'll test these little boogers out. So we'll cut those out. And then we'll cut the sails out of some basic white. There's that piece. There's that piece. We'll cut our little sails out. For some little detail on the inside of the card. If you ever want to take a fun day trip, well, it's more than a day trip, especially. I mean, you could do it as a day trip, but I would think it would be more like a couple day trip. But from Fort Myers, they have the Key West Express, and it takes you to Key West on a big boat. It takes about 3 hours to get there. So Karen, I think it's just so you have something to adhere this to. So that's what I'm going to go with, but we'll take and let's attach this. Take off our adhesive backing. Again, perfect for detailed dies, and because this has some tiny pieces, I would consider this detail. Because this would be, the mast would be really, really skinny if it didn't have something else there. So that's probably what I'm thinking is the purpose of it. And then we'll add some dimensionals. We'll keep it white. It's fine. I like the contrast of red, white, and blue. Okay, so there's that one. And we'll put our little one. Let's see. You guess that's acceptable? I'm glad it's acceptable for you. I'm glad it's acceptable. Choosing to put it there. All right. So there you go. We need, oh, I should have put my sentiment already on here, because now I've got something bumpy back there. All right, that's okay. We are going to stamp Happy Retirement on this booger. Being brave. Happy Retirement. All right, so there is our card. It is a nice and substantial card. It feels substantial because it's got layers, Has layers on the inside. We have those cool sailboats, and then the sailboats here that everyone can sign around. What do you guys think? There we go. What do you guys think? I like it. I love all the details. I love the stripes. You can see how it opens. And you can flip this so you have all that space. You could totally do red for the sails on here if you want to do pop of color in here. I just kept it simple with white. But I think that's a cool nautical card. And yeah, I would be happy to show that off at work and get everyone to sign that for someone who is retiring. And it's a super fun fold. So again, use that technique for a birthday card that you need a lot of people to sign on, or if it's just like if you just want to write a long letter. I have not been wanting to write a long letter in a while. I don't know who I would want to write a long letter to right now, but I do like to write notes. But this, I always am like, I want a card that a lot of people can sign, but in our card size, our handmade card size. So there you go. So glad you guys tuned in for Tuesday Night Live on Monday. I am excited to see everyone at the All Aboard Creative Escape this Friday. Don't forget that starting tomorrow is the Sweet Sweet sale. So every item in a suite of products, anything from the entire suite down to a ribbon, twine, or embellishment that is part of a suite, is on sale for buy one, get one 50% off of equal or lesser value. So it's a great time to get some of those things that you've had your eye on. And yeah, Lisa, we do need writing room at times, Sometimes we just need to write something small, but at times we do need writing room. So this is a great way to get that. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to update the links in the video with my card class registration for the Sunrise Sailing class. So if you liked this card and you love that Sunrise Sailings bundle, you can either order it tomorrow when the sale goes live, which I would recommend doing that because it's a better deal when you cash it in on another one. I usually offer that you can add it with no tax or shipping. I pay the tax and shipping when you add it to your card class, but it's a much better deal to go ahead and get it tomorrow when the sale starts. Make sure you have it and then sign up for my Sunrise Sailing class, which you will love, I promise. All right, thank you guys so much. Have a great night, and until next week, keep stamping. Keep stamping. Bye.